My name is Didintle Kamanga. I am 24 years of age. I'm originally from Potchefstroom in the Northwest. So I studied business management at TVET after I matriculated in 2012. I went straight to a TVET in Vanderbilt Park to study business. I graduated for it. It was a 2-year course. And then my parents felt it's not enough academic-wise, and then they advised me to go back to school. Hence, I'm studying PR. I'm doing my third year at the University of Johannesburg.
My name is Marjorie Mawela.
Okay.
I'm a CEO for Themolo Construction. Yeah.
Okay.
We are into property development, construction, and we now moved into facility management. And we've been in business for over 15 years.
Okay.
And what pays the bills now is more on the construction part. The rest are just growing. It's just us diversifying into the property industry.
Okay.
And I think the trick is for us to have a passive income, because when a project is it's project based. A project has a start and an end. So every time you will continuously look for work.
Yes.
So we are trying to move to a point where we've got a going concern, not just project-based businesses.
Okay.
So hence we move into property, which with what I know now, is something that I want you to look into. Not just tenders, not just projects, but a going concern.
Okay.
In that way, you are going to be able to create systems. You're going to create sustainability, and you're going to look into a business in the long term, not in the short term. And what I want us to look into now, there are two options.
Okay.
There's coaching and mentoring.
Okay.
And these are two different things. I wouldn't say I'll be coaching full time.
Okay.
Because that's task orientated. Coaching, like I give you task, you go and implement and then come back.
Okay.
Which in the process of me mentoring you, I'll ask you some things to be able to just perform, so that you can just have an outing or a result of some kind. We've got it will also give me a better understanding of what is it that you want to do.
Okay.
In the future.
Before I get to what is it that I want to do, I just want to understand what is facility management.
That's property management. Those people that are coming to do the globes and fix the globes and so on, just maintenance. Building maintenance.
Okay.
So we're looking at that. So what now we have done. Now I'm telling you about. Okay, let me just tell you about what we are doing, so that you've got a perspective, maybe the confidence of saying these people know what they're doing.
Yes.
We'll be managing or facility managing all MTN shops in Gauteng. So in the malls and their buildings. So we'll be doing full-time facility management. Anything that breaks there, with electrical and so on. So it's your handyman.
Okay. So it comes in the form of a contract of
a contract for 3 years. To increase. So we hope in that space we are definitely going to grow.
Definitely.
So that's where we are. But in terms of the property, we've got the townhouses that we've got. And I like the fact that you are also moving into the townships. The townhouses that we've got are in the townships. Beautiful state-of-the-art townships that are in the township. So, and people can afford to pay 4,800. You're looking at the missing few. Those that are earning about 15,000 rands or so, they want to afford a house and a car, but they can't afford a 8,000, 10,000 rental in town. So you are in this right space. This is the right opportunity for you to go into the location before the big businesses go into there. So you must have a strategy to say, how do I then go into the location? We've got so many locations, we've got so many opportunities within the location. So that is why the government now, with the enterprise propeller, they're moving into the industrialization of the locations.
Okay.
When you started thinking about business, what came into your mind?
I was influenced from a very young age by my mom, who is also a shareholder of my company.
Okay.
She owns 30% of it.
Yeah.
She's actually the one who went out to register a company for me. But I told her that I would like to head a company because of the influence that I got from her from a young age.
Yeah.
So I saw that for her ways of getting money was through business. So I was influenced from a young age that is how that business is how, or for you to get money you need to be in business. But I grew the love for it because she had many salons and they would close up. But I don't know what went wrong with her. Maybe she didn't get enough mentoring or what, but she's also a very business-minded person. So that's where I got the passion from and the business mind from.
Okay, what made you go into construction, let me ask?
The construction, it's not something that I thought of, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
So I just said I needed a company.
Okay.
And then my mom went ahead and registered a construction company for me because initially I wanted to study law.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes. And then after I matriculated in 2012, my results were not so up to standard for me to enroll for law. And then they advised me that for me to get to law, I need to do business. But then I fell in love with business as I did it I studied it in the TVET because of how we were doing things practically. And again, like I said, I felt that for me to succeed in construction, I needed to do tenders and tenders alone. But then I had to rethink and reprioritize my thoughts. Hence, I came with the idea of modernizing the townships because I saw that people are increasingly renovating houses there.
What's your vision? Okay, let's say the goals. Let's look at the goals.
Okay.
2 year.
My 2-year goal, I was when I pitched my idea to the 67 CEOs, I was thinking of within a year I was targeting about 30 houses in which I would renovate. Particularly I was thinking of the township where I'm from, which is in Potchefstroom, because it's what I'm familiar with, and that's where I've seen people extending houses. But we can move from one township to the other.
Okay.
So I guess maybe within a 2-year space we can double that number.
If I may ask, what is it that you're doing now to achieve that 2-year plan of renovating at least 30 houses?
Okay, I'm at this stage with your help and with the help of people who understand the construction field in depth, in detail. I just need to get a broader understanding of the field so that it's easier for me to understand, or rather to answer technical questions when clients ask me. Because now I don't feel comfortable if the client comes to me and say, I entrust you with this money, renovate my house. I wouldn't feel comfortable to know what it goes in the process of building a house from scratch up. So I just need to get an understanding first of how the construction field works like, so that by the time I access the market, it's easier for me to answer technical questions.
Okay. But now I see you studying PR. How do you see it helping you in the construction industry?
I needed, PR is all about maintaining good relationships with the stakeholders. You are the middleman between the organization you work for and the publics. So if I can incorporate that into my company, it will be in a sense where I have to ensure that I deliver great quality work for them on time. And again, my broader vision as a business person is not only to focus in the construction field. I want to build an empire. That is my long-term goal. In the sense that
it doesn't have to be.
Yes. I want to be like your would say Richard Benson, with all different group of companies under one name. So even with construction, even with PR, I have to have disparate communication, disparate constructions, disparate I was also thinking of going for law, but I don't want to overpower myself with a lot of work. I need to just take it one step at a time. So that by the time maybe I decide to go for law, which was something that I really wanted,
Yep.
it can also be incorporated under this squared and this squared legal and so forth. So now, because the construction company is already registered and it's up in its feet, it's something that I can work on now and growing, so that by the time it's self-sufficient,
Yeah.
it's easier for me to move on to another venture or another field.
Okay. But now that's your 2 year, and then okay, maybe you want to have an empire in the next 10 years.
Yes.
Okay, you're still young. I think you can join. There's a clip that normally works. I like to say, between 24 and 35, make mistakes, get a mentor, look after craft your skill.
Okay.
From 35 to 42, make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing. I'll let you be for now.
Okay.
Because I just find out like you are just all over.
Yes.
You studying PR, you're in construction, you looking at it, employing and representing the company. That so I'll say within the 6 months, I want to see a change in the way you speak. You need to talk the language.
Okay.
And start affirming yourself.
Okay.
With the right language. At the moment you're thinking of an employment kind of like approach, and it doesn't hurt
Okay.
to think of you being employed, but in business, the moment you go into business, your thinking needs to be aligned with what you want to do, because then you live it every day.
Yes.
And you can't, when you're in business, you're full-time unemployed, so you wake up and go and look for business and go. PR will come in definitely handy, but as right skills within what you want to do will definitely help you.
Okay.
So, like I said, I did the research on the when I was doing my master's. I told you, Sam, that my research was on why determinants of success or failures in the construction industry. What are they? Why are we not getting to high value projects? We will still be on the periphery where we just do renovations and so on. So I want you to think big.
Okay.
There's definitely an opportunity.
Okay.
You are just probably lucky. You came in at the right time when I was just so matured into the whole thing. But okay, let's start first thing first. Finish up your degree.
Okay.
You're doing PR, good. But you need to know construction. Project management, construction project management for a lady will just, because you know.
So you mean I should study it?
Look into it.
Okay.
Look into it, because you're going to be involved more. Because you're not going to be hands-on on it. You're going to do the.
No, I get it.
You run the business, and the fact that you're going to be running the business, you need to have the skills. And within the construction project management, you do the finance, you do the costing. It's not detailed, but it gives you an overview of you understanding that if any construction has got a start and an end, and you have to look into different factors within. You're looking at the quality, you're looking at the cost, and you're looking at the most effective way of delivering it. That is the time factor. So if the construction takes longer than that set time in the project plan, obviously you're not going to make money. So you need to look into that.
Okay.
But like I said, you came in the right time, the location where you want to develop or renovate houses to a standard. You just have to find your niche within the location. It's either into property, or you want to do interior, or you want to do you want to work with an architect.
Okay.
So that then when you come in and do the construction, you know you've already factored in your ideas or your vision to say, this is the house that's going to look like this. You are in the right space. Look for land. Not immediately, obviously, you have to create. They want you to have a collateral or something like that when you have to get land. So what I'm saying is the moment you start with acquiring knowledge into the construction industry, that's when you meet the right people.
Yes.
And to say, okay, how do I make sure that I sustain the business and so on. So for now, I want you to look at self. Develop the right skills.
Okay.
You're still young.
Okay.
Develop the right skills that are going to help you. You can't be found wanting in a meeting where you don't even know how do you measure a square meterage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
So you need to do the basics first to say, I'm in construction, I can do the basics of measuring a class or measuring a house and so on. So you subcontract an architect, a structural engineer, all those people that are supposed to help you, maybe just the professionals within the construction industry. So the moment you've got those within your
My space.
yes contact, then you'll be able to see negotiate the right things and right kind of partnerships with them.
Okay.
So make sure that the relevant thing.
Okay.
Say for instance you want to do law, your mind is all over.
Yes.
So either you get out of law,
And
you know it will help you protect yourself, but you're not going to be practicing it.
Yes.
So and these days you've got experts that are going to help you do that.
Yes.
So those are strategic partners that you're going to have.
Okay.
What I tell people to say is that have a board.
Okay.
If you've got a board, say this is your board. In your head, it can be, you don't have to pay them.
Yes.
The board will then tell you what to do. And then it helps you structure.
Okay.
So if your mind is still all over, your antenna is not catching on any other thing. So it's one moment you're in PR, one moment you're there, one moment, soon you'll be telling me you want to sell shoes. I'll be worried if you do that.
I know, I understand.
So your antenna need to focus. It will be focusing a little bit, but the moment the station catches, your frequency guy, then run with that frequency.
Okay.
So and it says that the frequency, then you are mastering it. Your antenna will just get it. So how frequent you assert yourself with what you want to do in business, then it helps. Do you get it?
I understand.
Needs to speak to all these potential clients.
Okay.
When I say you are not affirming yourself, affirming is like talking about things that you want to do.
Okay.
Over and over again. I want to go to Standard Bank and tell them that I'm in the construction industry. I want to do the shop fitting for them, renovations. But you are building a space also in the location. So you're saying, okay, what will be the quick fix now, quick turnarounds or spin-offs that can be. So you go into the private sector. Private sector gives you an opportunity of consistency, gives you an opportunity when they trust you, they look at the brand. So they look after their brand. So when you look after their brand, they look after you. So when you go to ABSA and say, okay, ABSA, this is what I want to do, then they will look after yourself. Because ABSA has got houses in the location that are sometimes repossessed. So if they repossess a house, then you need to come and clean it up before they can sell it. You go to Standard Bank, you go to Nedbank. Those are the people. Then they've got a pool of things that they need to do. Then you'll be able to do them quickly. So,
because I remember I was also advised with that to go to the space of commercial banks in that department where they repossess houses. They just go before they resell the house. They obviously need to renovate the houses as well. So I'll look into
so you go into that, then you either advise to change the houses and so on. And now there's a massive change from government. Low cost housing.
Okay.
Yeah. That market is they say, okay, build a house for us that is going to be sufficient for an entry level kind of like person, or townhouses that are entry level. Then they say they buy them for them, or at a bond they bond them. The buyers, they will then bond it. So you get the money from the bank, but you need to have registered with the necessary bodies. The NHBRC needs to be, your CIDB needs to be, the construction board needs to be on board. And those necessary documentations or registration that needs to be in place.
So this is under human settlement in the government.
Yeah.
All right. So your services that you provide in your company, what are the services?
We do construction, we do project management, we do shop fitting, we do renovation, facilities management, and property development.
Okay, so yes, and obviously they come with all this artisan work that comes from the state. So you have full-time employees as well, or you also?
We've got now we're going to have about close to 50 people full-time. Then we've got over 60, 70, I don't know how many subcontractors that go out there. And like I'm looking, if I have to engage with you to do more sub-construction work, you go out and look for people, and then they do the renovation for me, then I pay you, and then you manage your people. You go out there.
Okay.
So that's how we grew.
Yes.
So yeah. So let's recap.
Okay.
What do you need to do?
I need to work on getting the relevant skills.
Yeah.
Through studying the construction and property management.
Yeah.
So, and work on myself, and also channel my mind towards the construction field, and stop looking into all these different fields that I
if you
want
don't
to
focus, then
yes.
it derails you. One moment they say, oh, you can be a model. No, yes, I can be a model.
Yes.
One moment like, oh, I can sell shoes. People went to China. With what I know now, you wasted a lot of time. I wasted a lot of time doing all sorts of things up until like that. Okay, this is my niche. I'm going to focus on this.
So I need to focus on that.
You need to focus on one thing, then grow it. Yeah. But in the process, make sure that you put systems in place. So get to a system.
Okay.
Because then forget about paperwork and all these things will be all over.
Yes.
When you've got spreadsheets, move away from spreadsheets, because then you won't even know how much you spend on a project. So get to a system first. Make sure that you've got a
proper system in place.
A proper system. Everything is on cloud now, so
yes,
it's easier.
Yes. Okay. I'll also look into that. I just feel as though, I don't know, I'm not asking right questions, because I'm at the point where I
do your
still
homework,
don't understand.
I'm a call away. Do your homework first. Say, now this is what I've done.
Okay.
These are the clients that I'm going to target.
Okay.
Focus on them and say, I'm going to get. There are opportunities. Remember, they're saying they want to do enterprise development. You're young. You have the right skin and face. so get on your boots and just go out there and
get to work.
Yeah. Right. You'll get there. It will take time.
Yes,
I mean, it took me how many years? For all these companies, you'll fail, and you'll fail up until you learn the best way of doing it. I'm not yet there myself. I mean, if one can get, when I started, I used to say, I felt myself like the target I want to do. I want to reach by the end of the year. So I said 700,000. 700,000 when I started was long. It was like a lot of money. 700,000. Because you talk about the 700,000 rands, your target, your turnover will get there. The moment you get a project for 50,000 rands, it adds to your target. Okay. Now your milestone changed for me. It moved like, okay, if I can just do 20 million this year, 20 million. Like you are affirming it, because the moment you talk about it, and it stays in your mind, say like, I haven't reached my target. My target this year should be 2 million. if you can get projects for 2 million, it might not necessarily translate into money in your bank, but it will be the turnover that you have generated.
Yes.
But the fact that you've generated the turnover, that means you are creating a going concern that we're talking about.
Okay. So, okay, if we talk about the tasks that I need to do, because you spoke about the difference between mentoring and coaching.
Yeah.
I will like you to please hold my hand up to a certain point until I'm able to walk by myself. So I have a strong work ethic. I'm a hard worker. If I'm given something to do, I'll definitely work on it. So the only thing that I still need to get, which I'm going home by the way over the weekend, is the NHBRC.
Okay.
But the CIDB, I have still on
Why
page
do you know
one.
why the NHBRC?
It regulates me to build houses to be able to.
Yeah. The NHBRC is a national body that regulates all the contractors that are dealing with the end consumers. So it's protecting you and the consumers as well. If you are building their houses, they're expecting you as an astute business, construction company that knows what to do in terms of quality and so on. So the house cannot crack within a certain period of time. Though we know that they're settling cracks, but they're protecting. So they're saying, if you are registered with us, you'll come back to, we'll call on you. If there are cracks immediately, then you can renovate or fix those cracks and so on, just to protect both. But it's important that for the banks to fund or to pay for the bond, whatever, they want somebody that's registered with it, because there are regulations in terms of building, and most of NHBRC also has got training facilities. They build you, they can train you if you want to say, I want to be a builder, I want to know what percentage of mortar is supposed to go in each and every brick, and or brick force, or when do I lay what, and then go into those courses. So rather go and do those, then you know what, okay, when the builders are busy, you will be able to check what is it that they're doing. Yes. Right. So rather than going there with your high heels and then that's when you say,
and then you need to be more hands-on. You
need to be more, at least be able to say, how do you manage what you don't know?
Yes, no, definitely.
So you need to know your situation so that you can be able to manage it.
Okay.
So just have a little bit of skill in the construction. Then we'll then talk about. But NHBRC, I think it's key because they've got those 3-day courses that they can do concurrently.
Okay.
When you're doing your PR, when you're finishing your degree.
So I shouldn't only look at getting the certificate, I must also go through the trainings that
go through the training, it will help you. It will definitely help you.
Okay.
So those are the things that you have to do. Okay, the things, let me not bombard you, got a whole lot of things that needs you to happen.
Okay.
Let's say, where do we start?
Okay, yes.
And firstly, getting the right courses and read about them. Okay. Secondly, your vision to say what is it that I'm going to achieve. So it's milestones, small milestone, 6 months. Okay, I want to register.
Yes.
In the next 6 months, I need to make sure that ABSA knows about me, or Standard Bank knows about me, or Sports Scene knows about me. But then those are the ones that will go to the head office and so on. You're not getting into good shop and So if they develop a new mall, then you have to come in and say, okay, can I help you with the renovations or shop fitting? Then you take it from there.
I understand. I'm looking forward to it.
So
to get
slowly,
yes,
but surely.
But
at the end of the day, you still have to pay your bills.
True.
So you need to do multitask. Your school needs to continue. You're developing your skill, crafting what you want to do needs to continue. Looking for business also needs to continue, because it takes, on average, it takes 6 months to close the deal. So in a year, if you need to issue 20 tenders for you to get one, or 100 tenders, you need to get 1 or 2. So that's the way you have to look at it. But focus.
I am on it.
So
on it.
I think we've got enough for you to do. Give me in 2 weeks or 3 weeks to say this is what I've planned.
Yes.
Some
yes.
are
We can work around
6 months or so, or 3 months.
No, I will go back to the drawing board and I will Google and check and move into the right space.
Your
And
frequency,
right
you need to catch the frequency.
So definitely, I'll move into the right space and look into the courses that I can enroll for, just so I get a better understanding. And
one last thing that I want you to look into. You need to have a concept that also looks into a conscious investor or business person. I wouldn't say a social investor, but I want you to look into the sustainability of what you're doing. So your investment has to have a social impact.
okay.
A social investor, so to say. You're looking at how do I solve that? That's the businesses.
How do I solve it?
Businesses now say, how do I create solutions for communities, for society out there? But in the meantime, I'm also making money.
Okay.
So in that building space, you need to come up with one idea that's going to be sustainable and create proper partnerships that are going to help you develop that.
So what are proper partnerships?
Partnerships, you don't do the hit and runs. You know, people want to just say, I want to construct and move on.
Okay.
But you need to have a conscious mind where you look into the society, you look at, then when you develop those needs, you solve those needs that the communities are challenged or faced with, you're able to sustain your business, and it's ethical. You get my point? So in the process, just figure out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's also better to work with what's this? I need to work with the same people all the time. Like I should create proper relationships.
Yeah, those relationships in the construction, because then you don't get dodgy builders that are going to do nonsense work, and then they run. So you create those relationships, but at the same time, find a way of how do I, or a product or a service that will have a social impact. So you're a social, in the process of you making money, you are creating an impact. So you solve your communities, like I gave you an example here, M-Pesa, but M-Pesa does, it's big in Kenya, it's big in the East African countries. What they saw, they say that kids go out there and work in mines in the urban areas, then they need to send money to. So with the cell phone, you are able to buy goods, and you just add money in your phone. There's no hard cash. Obviously, in the rural areas, there's no ATM quick and so on. But there are gadgets that they placed in the shops where you can just use your cell phone to buy those things. So
it's efficient.
It's efficiency. But now they've solved a challenge. Yeah, rural communities, but at the same time they're making money. So I'm just giving you an example to say when you create businesses that create solutions for communities, they've got an impact. Yeah, and they're sustainable. So forget about the tenders only. Okay, tenders is good because government or businesses throughout the world they benefit from government tenders. But that should not be the or.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
So in me building, do you think me trying to modernize the township houses is a social impact? It is. Because then maybe they also with the appreciation of the value might just go up if the house is more nicer.
One thing that you can also look into is to educate them on maintenance. That is we don't have maintenance.
Yes.
Like if this building was a building, application, I don't have maintenance. So why in white suburbs and so on, they continuously have one building is 100 years old and it's still standing?
Yes. So
it's because there's a maintenance plan in place. So as you go out there and wanting to renovate, tell them like every second year or every second year they need to repaint the house.
Definitely.
So it's part of maintenance. So the very same client that you service now, you are going to come back again and paint their houses because they now know it's part of the maintenance. All the cracks are going to be closed when you. So it's there's got a social impact because then that's where we need to teach the communities to say we look after the very same building. We don't demolish every time. So we look after the same buildings and maintain them. So and it's not only in the location, it's across we don't have a maintenance plan.
No, definitely.
So you'd get there.
It goes back to that point of creating, not just touching and not just come and build and leave. You know, maybe I should create proper partnerships with them as well. By coming every after 2-3 years to come and check if the house is proper.
If you've done 100 houses, meaning every year you're going to be every second year or so. But then with time, every year you're going to be painting 100 houses. So in that way, you're creating business for yourself. I think it's a lot of things that we've spoken about today. Chunk it.
Okay.
Skill yourself. Focus. Target your client. If you don't have a target client, you're going to go all over. You're going with the wind.
Yes.
Ne?
Yes.
Fix your antenna.
Antenna.
You want to be an employee, you want to be a lawyer, so those are the things that you still like need to think about. At first, I mean maybe at school they told you about the what do they call it? That board, what do you call it? Mind board.
The mind board.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it a mood board, but it's a mind board where you say, okay, you write them down. And every now and then you go back to them and you're like, how am I faring in terms of what I've planned to do?
Okay.
Have it. Could be in your mind, it could be that board we're talking about. That's the board I'm talking about.
Yes.
That board gives you perspective.
Okay. So let me focus on getting the certificate.
In HBRC, yes.
The HBRC.
Yeah.
Look into the training that they have.
Your skills. Your
the
skills, skilling yourself.
Yes, skilling myself.
Yeah.
Which is getting getting into the right courses related to construction.
Exactly. In the process, don't forget the systems.
The systems. What? How?
Your systems.
How do you break them down? The systems.
No, in your business, you can't be running with paper all the time. You need to have a system of saying, who's my next client? I've told you about the system that you've got. That are there already. And there's task manager, there's just Google.
Oh, okay.
Then in that way you're filing and all that, because you can scan them and save them on the system. Like, okay, I've done this, and these are the feedback from it. Or when you start a small project, it's 50,000 rands. How are you running it? It starts with managing the sense so that you can be able to manage the millions. So if we say it's 50,000 rands, every time it's coming from your pocket, then say no. Then you go to Edgar's, you use the same card. You go to Zara, you go do your hair with the same card. How are you going to manage what's for business?
Yes.
So let's put those systems in place. It's small, but and yes, 50,000 rands is small, but it's for business. It's not your money.
Yes.
You are just an employee. So it's just unfortunate it does not pay you salary now, but that does not mean you are supposed to use the same card to withdraw on your Sunday comment on her.
I understand. I think I got all the information I need for now.
Yeah, for now.
I'll just take the tasks into consideration. Actually, I will I'll practice them, not just take them into consideration.
Definitely.
I'll put in work. So
yeah, we were all over, and like I told Sam, like, okay, what is it that, where am I starting? Like, okay, I want to share the experiences so that you with what I know now, I know experience is the best teacher. With what I know now, I wouldn't want you to go through the same. It will take you longer if you go through my the way I went. So shortcut the whole thing. Make sure that you've got systems. Make sure you skill yourself. Right? So immediately you're doing the right things that are focused, and you won't go all over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I understand. Thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
I appreciate it.